everybody, it's Diecast. We're going to start this one a little bit different. Then we'll get to the bin o' cars here for the random pulls. This is the workshop as it is. If you remember, this was actually all cleaned off as of a week ago, and I filled it all back up again. I have been making these trees down here, and these are the bases of the trees. These are the trees that go in the back of the dioramas to make the dioramas look different each time. And I got a few requests to show how I do these types of trees, so I'll do that in the future. This is also all handmade flocking or foliage for the dioramas. So this is the stuff that goes in the dioramas to look like the tops of trees or plants. And you can see we've done all sorts of different colors here. Also, way back here, I've got some pre-made trees that I bought and I've painted. And you can see here they are. There's the two, the super light green one on the one side. On the left, that is the tree that I bought. And these are the trees that I have painted. And we'll use those in the background too. And the reason I bring those up is those are only about 20 cents a piece, I think. I bought them. So you can also chop those up and use the armatures for trees. We've got leaves back here. All of this is hand done, so it's blended up in a blender and then tinted with fabric dyes. So I'll show you how we do that in a future episode. Anyways, let's get on with this. I'm going to turn the camera around and get a picture of the box. We're going to pull out 25 random cars here in just a second. Be right back. Okay, we're back, and here's the bin. We will mix it up a bit. Can't mix them up too much without scrunching some stuff. So, alright, we'll see if we can't get 25 random cars get pulled under here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of, 5, 6. Dig way down there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that looks like a good spot. Let's go back down there. Right about there. 13, 14, 15, 16. We've already seen that one. 16, 17, 18, 19. Go way over here. Go way down here. Alright. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and I'm going to remove this one because we just saw that one in a video a little bit ago. So I actually took two out. I took the Screamliner and the Popsicle out because we just saw those in another video. So I've got 25 here. I'm going to put these in the order that I like them, from least favorite to favorite, and we'll take a look at them in the diorama. Be right back. Okay, we're back, and we'll get right into it. So remember the rules. I have ordered those cars I pulled out of the bin from my least favorite to favorites. The top 10 on this one are really pretty good, but as usual, number 25 starts out a little bit lackluster, and this time around it is going to be Tigray in a not even very good paint job Tigray. For Tigray, he had no chance in this competition. That Tigray is from 2011. Like the last video, we've got a lot of 2011s in this bin. Not a lot here in this top 25, but I know there are a lot in the bin. Next up, we've got this guy. I don't know much about it. I think it is a color changer. The bottom on this is, I believe that's plastic, and the top is plastic, so I'm thinking that's a color changer. I did try dipping it in water. You can still see it's a little wet. Nothing. It might be a custom. I don't know. I don't remember there being a brown Corvette, so somebody can fill me in. It's got ultra hots on it. Might be pretty old. It might be painted. It does have pink on it. I don't know anything more about it, but if it's a color changer, it's not changing colors. Somebody's going to say that's like worth a whole bunch of money, and here I am dumping it in the water, right? I get a lot of those emails, by the way. That's alright. Really doesn't bother me much. Next up, this guy would have been a lot higher, but he is in sad shape and barely is there anything left of it. And that is an old Johnny Lightning, and I can't tell if that is, here's the bottom. Oops, can't get it turned. There's the bottom. I believe that's an original Johnny Lightning, but it's all beat up. There's really hardly anything left of that guy. Yeah, you can see those wheels. I don't know if they'll show up, but see the wheels? They've got a little, like an end cap plugged in there. So that's an original Johnny Lightning, I believe, but he's trashed. Did not research it, so if it's a vintage Johnny Lightning, sorry about that. Next up, we've got, there's that news van again. It is the Trackside Coverage Channel 8. I believe this came in a 5-pack many years ago. We might have opened this 5-pack here on the show, and this car showed up again in the bin, but there it is. That is the GMT motorhome, but didn't make it very high on our list. Next up, almost cut this one, but we can have some fun with it later. You're probably wondering, what is that? That is a relatively new release from Matchbox, and it is a speed trap. Well, not a speed trap. It's it tells your speed when you drive by it. A speed sign, a speedometer. You can see it's a speedo trapper. So, and it does have little numbers there. They're molded on the plastic. You can see, there you go. You got caught to an 80 right there. So we'll put that one aside and bring him back here in a little bit. Next up, a Firebird. This one from 2018. Oh, sorry, not a Firebird. I was looking at a different thing here. That is a Camaro. That one from 2018, a very new release. I have been buying a few new cars and throwing them into bins here. We're not doing the reviews of the new cars anymore. Lots of people doing those, and they can get them faster than me. So we've stopped doing the reviews of the new cars, but I still pick up the ones that I like, and usually just throw them in the bin here. Next up, 63 Ford Mustang Concept. I am thinking we saw this in one of the last videos, one of the other color variations. That one from 2011. A lot of 2011s. Some of you know I tried collecting the whole 2011 series. I did collect the whole 2012 and 13 series from the stores. So instead of buying them all at once, I just bought them as I saw them. All color variations, wheel variations, but not 2011. I gave up on 2011. This one is an Oldsmobile 442, also from 2011. This one came in a different color too, but I don't remember what it is. I really like that color. Like this car, but there were just others that beat it out. Like our next one, which is the 69 Mustang, also from 2011. This one came in a couple colors, if I remember right, or at least came in blue. This is one of my favorite Mustang castings. Probably because it doesn't look as much like a Mustang to me. Not a big fan of Mustangs, but that one made it higher up the list. Next up, you can see this one was pretty competitive. We've got a 70 Chevelle. That is the first edition. Always surprises me how heavy this casting is. Metal base, metal top. It's a really heavy casting and does not look like it would be. That one from 1999, first edition. Next up, another 2018. That is the Dodge Challenger SRT, 2015 Dodge Challenger. It's the 2018 release. Really liked that one when it came out. Just a few months ago, that one came out. All right, now for something totally different. Give me a second. Get it set up. Oh, wah, wah. This one wouldn't have made it. Wouldn't have made it as far up the list. That is a McDonald's car. It was in its package, and I thought it would light up. It's got a little switch on the bottom. These show up a whole lot in lots. And if I switch the switch, it should have a little light going on in there. It does not. It comes with little stickers and a little instruction book. There's your stickers it comes with. Mint. We get a lot of these. I would dare say that when McDonald's releases these Happy Meal toys, that these are some of their biggest selling castings, if not their biggest selling castings, because McDonald's pumps out a lot of these, and that makes them very, very easy to find. All right, next we've got an 84 Dodge, whoops, let's put it back together, Dodge Caravan. It's in kind of sad shape, but this one I hardly ever see, and it's got this cool sliding door that if I can get it to work, oh, it was working just a second ago. There we go. It slides back. It's only on one side. Other side's completely different. Strangely enough, they put that, if this was a main line, it would have been facing the other way, unless it was, there was 1 year where the matchboxes were facing this way, so that's kind of odd. It might have been in a 5-pack or something. I don't know the history on this. Its suspension's pretty well shot. This guy's pretty well played with. Thought about putting some work into cleaning this one up, but we're just going to leave it. That one has a 1983 casting date on it, but that doesn't mean that's when it came out. It was made in Macau, so that one is pretty old. There it is. Somebody can tell me a little history on that one. All right, still with Matchbox. This one is the Jeep Cherokee. That Caravan would have been in my top 3 or 4 if it was in better shape. Here's a Matchbox Cherokee. Don't know the date on this. Don't usually try to find the date on the Matchboxes, but we can, since he's a Coast Guard, he can catch people speeding in the bay. So a Cherokee, and I believe there's another Cherokee. Yeah, here's another Cherokee right after this, and you know what, I would have flipped those. Looking at this one, I don't like this one as much. So I would have flipped those 2 Cherokees. I don't like the paint job on this. This was during Matchbox's what the hell paint job era, where it seems like they just kind of showed up, slapped some graphics on these things, and went home for the day. Because that's not so hot. But I do like the Jeep Cherokees. All right, are we in the top 10 now? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, top 10. Number 10. Here is the Morris wagon, MG Rover. Goes by MG Rover on the base. That one from 2001. That one is very nice. I don't remember, did this one come in a 5-pack? I want to say it did. I don't remember that one being in the main lines, but I don't really remember. 2017 Porsche 934 Turbo RSR. That one from not long ago. I have it listed as 2017. That's another one that was either released at the very end of 2017 or it was in the first couple 2018 cases. I don't remember. Urban Outlaw on the top there. I like that one. I think that was my favorite car of that particular case. And there's still 8 that beat it out. So next up we've got a Model A Ford from Matchbox. I had this one when I was a kid. I don't think it was this particular variation. But this one is in my bin of cars. This one in pretty good shape. Its little headlights often get dinged up, and this fender often gets broken. If you smash these guys together too often, they fall apart. This one got a lot of variations. There are people that just collect this particular car's variation. Matchbox uses this particular car for things like the NFL teams, baseball teams, a lot of things. So lots of those out there. I believe that one was part of their mainline series, if you want to call it mainline series. Their main series. Next up, 55 Chevy. This one from the Classics series. Don't remember what series that was from. There were 5 Classics series. This was one of the first 2, I believe, but I don't remember. This one in blue, obviously. Classics came in a lot of different colors. Each of the different cars came in about 5 or different, we'll call it 4 to 6 colors. 5 different series. The last 2 series were packaged different. I've been collecting the first 3 series, and I think I have all the cars. We've done a video on that before. Next, this one is interesting. This is a 360 Modena. Give you a chance to figure out if you know what that one was. That took a little bit of, just a little bit of research to figure this one out. That one is from the WestCon Conference. That is an exclusive conference call from 1999, a Ferrari 360 Modena. This one has been played with. Kind of crazy for a conference call, a conference car. So it's a little chipped up. It's got a little bit of rust there. It was part of somebody's collection, but that one, a conference car. That one took some finding. You don't see that one on eBay very often. Next up, that Modena would have been a lot higher. It would have been my #1 choice if it was in better shape. Next up, we've got a vintage as in later series, Muttmobile from Johnny Lightning. You can see the difference in the wheels. See, these wheels just have that wire axle that go out to the front of the wheel. That's what's different from, here, I'll show you these. The old Johnny Lightnings, which have, if I can get my camera as a focus, see that white inner piece, and the wheel snaps on the white inner piece, and you don't have the axles pointing through the outside of the wheels. So, same with Hot Wheels. It's one way you can tell the old ones. Not always perfect. They have recreated those a few times, and there are imitation versions out there, but the Muttmobile comes with mutts. You can see there are the mutts inside the Muttmobile. Those don't look really like mutts. They look like fancy dogs. The Muttmobile, that one probably from the Johnny Lightning Vintage series. Oh, you know what? I take that back. That is a Hot Wheels. I kept calling it a Johnny Lightning. All right, start that over. That is a Hot Wheels. It's right there on the front. It's calling it a Johnny Lightning. Sorry about that. The Muttmobile, that one from the Vintage series. I got the series right. I just had the brand wrong. All right. Next up, we've got the Outlaw 3. What one was this? The 356A Outlaw. This one in the aqua. This one came in a black. Well, it's coming in a couple of colors. I thought the black version of this was one of the best castings Hot Wheels has put out in a long time. Probably one of my top 10 favorites of all time. The aqua, this came out the next year, but still plenty good enough to finish #4 on our list. The top 3. We'll see how controversial this has been. Top 3. This one. Give you a chance to identify it. It actually fits in the scene there just fine. That's the Street Rotor. That is the first edition of the Street Rotor. A lot of variations on this one, but that is the first one, and that one from 1989. The Trail Busters sub-series of the main lines. That one in near perfect condition. Got a few little teeny chips there, but that one, the best version of that one that I have with those huge Blackwall tires on it. Alright, here's the one that was throwing me before. No, it's not. Sorry, this one's a Jada. And I thought this one was the Johnny Lightning. Wait a second, I gotta put the tires back on this one. Okay, here we go. This guy's tires were all out of whack. So, this one, a Jada. I wanted to call this one a Johnny Lightning too. Not in perfect condition. You can see the front end of it there has been beat up. I think that is actually paint flaking, not from being played with. These are really neat. They are smaller Jadas than what Jada ended up moving towards. The Jadas that are released nowadays are bigger in scale. And I like these little Jadas a lot better. Nothing opens on it. But you can see a lot of detail on this. That is our number 2 car, that Jada. What is this? This is it's a Ford. I can't read the year on it, but that's a Ford. Alright, lastly, here's my number 1 favorite. And this one really wasn't too close. And that is the Dodge Viper GTS. That one from the Hot Wheels Performance Series from 2003. It also came in yellow. There was a yellow variation. This car, I know this car from Gone in 60 Seconds. That's what I always remember. This particular car from that movie. It's got an opening hood on it with details underneath. That is pretty nice. This car probably sold for around $5, brand new. Goes for much more than that these days. This one in, as best I can tell, perfect shape, not been played with. And again, buy your Hot Wheels in bulk. That's the only way I'll ever get a car like this. I'm sure we paid less than $1 for that one, and when we averaged everything out and didn't even know we had it until now. So that's going to do it for today's show, folks. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.